Morning, everybody. It's morning time in the studio. It's Francis Maxwell, host on my right. Technically, your left, right? Is that how it works?
It is.
That's how it works. Jason Rubin over here. Klay Thompson scored a lot of points last night against the... He really did. 60 points in 29 minutes, and we're going to discuss simply why it was just so fascinating.
That's 6-0, by the way, just to clarify in case you guys, well, not really. 6-0, which is one more than 5-9, which is one less than 6-1.
Before I dive into anything else, I'm curious your opinion on this because I'm weighing on it. I'm still weighing on it. Maybe I'll have an answer by the end of the clip. Do you think he should have kept Klay Thompson in for the fourth quarter to
so he could go for the Kobe's?
Kobe's 81. I mean, I don't think he'd get to 100, Wilt Chamberlain's 100, but Kobe's 81 standing the test of time still.
I saw a lot of people on Twitter calling Steve Kerr a party pooper.
That's a good way. I mean, that's a fair way.
You party pooper.
It's like Dane Cook's joke. He's like, someone shit all over the couch.
I don't know. Like, I think that Steve Kerr learned his lesson last year. I think any sort of record that is there to be broken always comes at a risk. Fatigue, big games coming up, like always thinking ahead. So do I want to sit there and say that I would have liked to see him go for 80 and potentially beat Kobe's and then go for the 100 mark? I mean, it's going to be fun no matter what. The way he was shooting, he was on fire. I would have liked to have seen that, but I'm not Steve Kerr. He's thinking bigger picture.
Do you know what's remarkable? He had 60 points in 29 minutes, and it wasn't even the best highlight of the game.
It's insane.
I find that remarkable because poor Paul George, who had his work cut out for him guarding half Draymond Green at some points and then half Kevin Durant at others, and was doing a very good job throughout that game in containing Kevin Durant because the game plan for the Pacers for that game was, let's make Klay Thompson shoot. And that's the dangerous part if you're going to make, because you have to pick. There is no defensive game plan unless you have such talented bigs, which the Pacers and Miles Turner do have some talent in terms of their front court, but unless you have a game-changing big, an Anthony Davis, a DeMarcus Cousins, like to really bully Zaza Pachulia down low, who looked miserable on the offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding. But that's all besides the point, because to Klay Thompson's point, I would have really liked to see him go for 81. It looked effortless. His off-ball movement, getting to the spots he wanted to get to, looked too easy because he was exploiting a major mismatch at Monta Ellis, who physically, size and stature, couldn't match up with Klay Thompson, and also just didn't seem to want to catch up to Klay Thompson.
Yeah. And there's one thing that basketball has any other sport beat on, is their ability to showcase how fun a sport can be. Like, I just don't care. You're Odell Beckham Jr., you're catching everything. Like, you're going to have to wait for a period because the other team has to try and attack. And the same thing goes for world football. It's like a large field. Same thing goes for baseball. The other team has to bat. But in basketball, in any given moment, the other team's going to go attack. Like, what's the average period of attack? I think it's like something 4 to 6 seconds is an average period of a team's transition. I was looking it up. And then you're right back at it. And Klay Thompson, there's no time for him to get cold. It's like your muscle's already warm. Your muscle memory's there. His shooting's on point. And his movement, you're absolutely right. Effortless was the only word I would use to describe it. There was not a stutter in his step, regardless. There was no hesitation. And this is not new to Klay Thompson. We just know that Klay Thompson, unfortunately, has been the Robin in this environment. But when he wants to be Batman, as he was last year, when you mentioned how he took them off of life support in crucial moments against Oklahoma City Thunder, he can do it. And he can do it so well. And I think his shot is arguably the prettiest shot in the NBA.
So this has been talked about across the interwebs. It's Steph Curry's the better shooter.
But it's hard to teach
Klay
that.
Thompson's fundamental jump shot is the most beautiful looking jump shot in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's what coaches drool over. Is they go, oh, God, let's just teach people to do what Klay does.
If you're teaching a kid who's got an already great fundamental base to work on a three ball, and you look at him and you're like, all right, you're going to shoot like Steph Curry, but you're not going to use your legs. And you're going to use a lot of your upper body. You're going to use your ability to move in the air. As much as it would be great if anyone could do that, it's unique to Steph Curry.
Right.
Klay Thompson has the fundamentals that you're taught even when I was learning basketball coming across. It's like you got to get the power from your legs. You got to have an accurate stroke. You got to finish wrist towards the rim, and he just has those
in the cookie jar.
Yeah, put it in. Steal the cookies.
He took all of the Pacers cookies.
There was no cookies left.
No cookies.
He was stuffed. Oh, I don't know if he was stuffed. I still think he had some in the tank.
No, so that's what I mean. So again, 60 points in 29 minutes is remarkable. I think the Warriors' offensive rating in the first half was 153.8, which it's like the QB rating. No one knows what it means. It's just let's just throw a ridiculous number. It's provocative. Klay Thompson being able to score 60 points is a product of the Warriors' offense.
Absolutely.
And it shows, what's the line from Pulp Fiction when Samuel L. Jackson's making his speech in the beginning?
Say it again, motherfucker!
He goes, after he says it, he goes, allow me to retort.
Yes, yeah.
What mouths are you wondering about still needing to be fed? I don't get it. I still don't understand it. Because, look, as a contrarian, picked the Spurs to finish as the #1 seed in the Western Conference. They're also 12-0 on the road, so they still could.
Yeah.
But the Warriors team right now, when they click like that, you don't have to worry about being exploited down low or the depth of your bench when you score 80 points in a half and finish with 142 points in a game. By the way, that is 4 points better than their 138 to 109 blowout against the Suns.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a team that isn't just scoring over 100 points. I mean, even in their loss to the Rockets, 127 points. I was talking about this with, I think it was JR, maybe JR, somebody else around the studio yesterday. I don't necessarily know if the Warriors are going to sweep their way through a playoff series. I think it's going to take them 6, maybe 7 games to get through a lot of them. But in those 4 that they win in those series, it's going to be 140 to 100.
There's a certain level of respect you have to give to the Golden State Warriors, because when you add a new superstar to it, you have the potential to alter your game plan and build it around him and try to work. Because after all, last season was a failure. It was a success regular season, but they failed from what their bigger picture was. They never won the championship. Cleveland Cavaliers, as much as they build a lot of their offense around LeBron James, they adapted when it came to the finals. Kyrie Irving was instrumental, and he was able to step up because they gave him the ability to do that. So I give a lot of respect to the Warriors this year, because what I'm seeing from them, which I stated before the season started, I wouldn't judge them on the numbers. I'd judge them on what I was able to witness, that same eye of detail that I give to when I'm looking at tactics in soccer, is what are they doing that's different? And I don't think they're doing much. They're just allowing for the players who are already great to remain to be their sole focus of their offense, but adding in Kevin Durant and getting him looks in the positions that he can be a threat. Like Klay Thompson was one of the main indicators that people thought was going to suffer with Kevin Durant in a Warriors jersey. Does he look like he's suffering?
Here's what I find amazing is, Klay had 60 and 29. Durant had 20 and 22 in 22 minutes. I know that's not 60. He also finished with 8 rebounds and 4 assists. Kevin Durant was having a blast out there. Steph Curry's having a blast out there. The biggest takeaway I have from this is I know that there's a lot of Warriors haters because of what happened with Kevin Durant going there and how they went from, the dream team to the villains. And everyone loved them, and then a year and a half later, Draymond starts kicking people, they start winning a ton of games, and people start to hate them. Take a step back out of that little bubble and just enjoy what you're watching. Enjoy it for what it's worth. If you don't think it's fun to watch the Warriors play basketball, then you just are too much of a hater.
Yeah, you can hate watch them.
They made a Monday night extremely fun for the NBA. And a lot of people who have said this the entire season go, what's the point of watching the regular season? And I feel like the Warriors and Cavs have taken all the fun out of both conferences when we kind of know that should be the finals anyway for a third time. Well, the Warriors just put on a friggin' sold-out show in front of the Pacers, and what could have made it better is the fact that it could have been 162 to 106.
Yeah.
And it could have been Klay going for 80 or 81 or 82. And to put it even more perspective in terms of guards, first of all, he shattered the record for amount of points under 30 minutes. Obviously, he was on pace to score actually 100. He was on pace, given 24 minutes, 50 points, 48-minute game. If he played all 48 minutes, it technically was on pace to get to 100.
I love the records that were just getting thrown out. Like there was the obvious records, but then it was first under 30 to score 30 and 30 before 30-30. It's well, great job, Klay.
The Bill Simmons tweet was the one I was referring to. Was he had Pete Maravich, who for guards Michael Jordan's 69 and Kobe's 81. In terms of just guards scoring. Yeah. It's a remarkable feat because we've seen DeMarcus Cousins last year drop 54, 56 in a game. We've seen Anthony Davis every day drop 52.
Yeah.
If Anthony Davis scores 52 points and nobody knows about it because they don't win, did it actually happen?
I don't know. I don't think his points count if they win.
It's not fair, man. It's not fair.
But I wanted to go back to one of the points you made and just have a final say on it. Is football season is going on. Monday Night Football is what usually takes up a lot of the attention during the season. That was a blowout as well. But you're absolutely right. The regular season, I'm not the biggest basketball regular season fan in comparison to the playoffs. I love the playoffs. But I know it's important, and I know that you're always in for a moment, or in this case, 3/4 of brilliance. And that's always going to get my viewership over some other things that I could be watching. But it is coming up to we are in 25 Days of Christmas on Freeform. So my viewership's kind of skewed towards both. Elf was on the other night.
Yeah,
Scrooge last night. I think Home Alone's on tonight on AMC.
You make a good point.
Yeah, I'll make a
valid
point.
Die Hard, still best Christmas movie.
What is?
Die Hard, best Christmas movie.
It's a good one.
Happened
but
on Christmas.
It's such a it's almost like you're saying that whilst you're surrounded by a bunch of gay men who are potentially eyeing you up, and you're like, no, I like Die Hard for Christmas. Yeah, Die Hard's my movie.
Fair enough. I also really like The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is more Halloween. And Love Actually.
And then you're back in. The back questioning. All right, let us know what you think in the comment section below. How impressed were you from Klay Thompson's 60-point game? Would you have liked to see Steve Kerr leave him in to go for that remarkable feat?
Go for 120.
Who knows? It might happen later in the season. But as we mentioned, we actually talked about the records that were pretty unbeatable, and we talked about it. That is the perfect example of the type of player we were mentioning, someone that can shoot from three, very hard to guard. So Klay Thompson, if you're putting on a bet for someone in the future to break most points in a game, he's definitely someone to consider. Comment below. And that wasn't a fart. I rubbed my foot on the cap.